Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. My name is Drew. This is week 7 of my unedited series that I'm making, just describing my first year in the life as a flight attendant. Right now, I'm on a layover. I'm in LAX. It is about 12 o'clock midnight here, Pacific Standard Time, which means it's about 3 o'clock in the morning, Eastern Standard Time. If you guys are familiar with the time zone differences, you know that your boy, I'm gassed. I came here about 12 hours ago. I was supposed to get some rest, but obviously, like, when I landed, it was 10 o'clock in the morning, so like I wasn't really tired at all. And now it's kind of kicking my ass because I'm supposed to be working a flight tonight, but luckily that's not happening. I'm not working a flight, but I was supposed to be working a red-eye flight going back to New York. So yeah, that flight got delayed. It got pushed over into the next morning. So thankfully, I appreciate that. And thankfully, I'm at a company where I just so happen to continue getting paid, even though I'm not actually on that flight. So that's cool. Whatever. I'll take that for what it is. LA is a really cool city. I haven't been here since I was 13. So for what it's worth, I actually haven't been to LA at all. A lot of things to really see, a lot of things to really do out here. One of the things that I absolutely did first was get food, and I went to Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. I'm from Atlanta, so like Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles it's good. You know, it's good for what it is. In Atlanta, chicken and waffles is like a staple. It's like a thing that you get all the time. So like, I'm not going to be too particular, and I'm not no chicken and waffles connoisseur. I feel like a lot of other people that are from Atlanta are like chicken and waffles connoisseurs, but that's just not me. Like, it was pretty good, and I liked it, and it was the number one thing on DoorDash, so it was cool. Aside from that, I'm back from Switzerland, and that trip itself was crazy. Working that flight back, I think I spent the next 2 days just like resting and sleeping, only because my body was just trying to adjust to the time zone differences like it is right now. I literally got off one flight 6 hours ahead of East Coast Standard Time, came back, I rested for 2 days, and then I took a flight that brings me 3 hours back from Eastern Standard Time. So like, there's a 9-hour time zone difference between the past weekend right now, which is why I'm a little tired. But hey, I'm professional at the end of the day. So like, if I had to work a flight, I was going to make it happen. You ain't going to see me being tired on the flight, but definitely when I kick in and I like get to my crash pad, I'm definitely going to be knocked out. But yeah, everything's good. Not complaining about anything. Something I was thinking about, and I kind of wanted to really drop it in, and I'm not trying to be motivational or anything like that, but I got a few friends, like just meeting people. As a flight attendant, you meet people on the trips, you meet people in a flight, you meet people that are also flying with you, and everybody has their own timeline of things that they're doing. Now, one thing that I'm easily impressionable at times, especially when I like feel inspired by someone else's passion. And with that being said, you kind of like, for me, I kind of gravitate to their timeline of things that they're doing. Like, you hear that, like, yo, you ain't do this by like 25, you can do this by 30, you can do this by 35, yada yada yada. Well, that kind of gets to me sometimes, but just in this type of job right now, the great thing is that like I work with people that I never see again, and I meet people that I never see again as well. So like, they can inspire me, they can tell me all sorts of things, but I don't have to gravitate to their time of when things are happening, because I'm quite literally on my own time. So yeah, even like friends I make right now, and even case in point, like this trip that I was supposed to take, I was supposed to have a red-eye flight back to JFK, but I wasn't able to make that red-eye flight because my flight got delayed. So like, even telling people like, I'm going to be back in Atlanta tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon, that's just not going to happen. I'm going to be in Atlanta maybe tomorrow or the next day or tomorrow night, whatever the case is. My timeline and my time zone for things that I'm going to be doing is based on my own time zone and my timeline. So like, it's really great to kind of have to force myself to only pay attention to my things I'm doing according to my time. So like, I don't know, like, it's this weird metaphorical thing that I've been thinking about. Like, I'm not trying to get like metaphorical about it, but like, it's just a feeling. And I'm like, I appreciate this of myself, that I have to like just really think about like what I'm doing from the time that I wake up to the time that I go to sleep. So I don't know, very introspective thought of me. Either way, yeah, that's it. I really didn't have that much to really talk to you guys about. I'm gonna keep this one pretty brief. Brevity is really good in certain instances as well. I know my last video was about 10 minutes, but that was because I was in Switzerland. I'm in LA right now. I didn't really do too much on the layover, so I really didn't have that much to say. Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles is pretty good. There's a beach that's not too far from here. California is a whole different vibe from New York City. I can understand why people that live on one coast are okay living on the coast. If you're on the West Coast, you're okay living on the West Coast, and you listen to music based on the West Coast, and you do things, and your food, and your dancing, and the people that you meet, all of that is based on the West Coast, and I totally get that. I totally get that. However, I don't want to be a coast to coast kind of, I don't want to be a particular coastal kind of kid. I don't want to be known as an East Coast kid. I don't want to be known as a West Coast kid. I kind of want to be like, the global kind of thing. It's a global grill. But you know what? I will say this before I sign off. When I was living in China, I remember that a lot of people would ask me about different cities in the country and in America, right? And they're like, yo, like, have you been to LA? Have you done this? Have you done that? And then I've met people in other countries that have been and did more things in my own country than I have. So how am I supposed to be someone that's supposed to at least represent or be knowledgeable about things inside my city when there's people outside of my country, not from my country, that knows more about my country and visited more cities than I have? I'm not saying it's a competition about which cities you visit, but if I'm going to be visiting other countries, at least I can be knowledgeable about some of the cities in my own country. Alas, therefore, LA is really important for me because most people that come to most people that come to America, they know two cities for sure. They know LA and they know New York City. Now, I'm glad that I'm able to mark LA off as one of the cities that I've been able to visit, but I am interested and extremely, I have to come back here and I have to come check it out in a more in-depth way to kind of give it a better example to learn about my own country before I go to other people's countries and learn about theirs, right? Because I want to do like that exchange, and I want to share my culture as well as learning from somebody else's culture. So, that's just part of like the story. But with all of that being said, I'm in LA. I'm enjoying it. I'm going to pick up some more things. I'm going to come back to LA probably in another couple of weeks because this is really fun out here. And I'm going to learn a little bit more about my country, and I'm going to try to share that with other people that I'm meeting from across the world. So, everybody, appreciate you checking this in. This is 7 minutes and 30 seconds. I cut this off about 3 minutes earlier than my Switzerland video. So, get back to work. Get back to resting. Have fun. Enjoy everything you guys are doing. Don't work too hard, for sure. You definitely need rest. You need that balance in life, and it makes a difference. So I'll see y'all. If you check this out, thank you for even making it this far in this video. I know what 8 minutes of your time means, so the fact that you made it this far, it's appreciated. Holla at me, send a comment and some love, like my joint, share my joint, whatever the case is. But I'll be back next week because I have 52 weeks to do this, and I'll be back for week number 8. All right, peace.